Hi boys and girls, and welcome to Story Time. This book is called The Very Noisy Foxes and it's written by Amy Husband. In a very noisy house in a very noisy city lived the three noisy foxes. Rumble, 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 Nina, Nina, ring, ring, chatter, 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 tra-la-la, tra-la-la. Lots of noise. Wouldn't it be nice to be quiet sometimes? Asked fox number 1. Perhaps we should move to the countryside, suggested fox number 2. What a good idea, replied fox number 3. Vroom, honk, honk. So they packed up all the very noisy things and caught the very noisy bus to find a place to live in the very quiet countryside. Toot, 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 beep, beep, beep. In the very quiet countryside, they met an owl. Toot, toot. Who are you? hooted the owl. We are from the very noisy city, looking for a quiet place to live, replied fox number 1. Where do you live, owl? Where do you think the owl lives? Yeah, in the tree. I live up here at the top of this very tall, quiet tree, the owl said. Oh yes, it is very quiet, but it is too high for us, said fox number 1. We are scared. Next, in a very quiet meadow in the very quiet countryside, the noisy foxes met a mole who popped up out of the ground. Hello, mole. We are from the noisy city, looking for a quiet place to live. Can you help us? Asked fox number 2. Oh, yes, I live in a very quiet place, replied the mole. Follow me, I'll show you. I live here in this very quiet hole underground, said the mole. Oh, yes, it is very quiet, but it is too dark for us, said fox number 2. We can't see. Oh, and I'm stuck. In a very quiet clearing in the very quiet countryside, the noisy foxes met a frog. Ribbit, ribbit, what do you three noisy foxes want? The frog asked. We are looking for a quiet place to live, said fox number 3. Where do you live, frog? Come with me and I'll show you, replied the frog. Where are they taking him? I live here in this very quiet pond, said the frog. Oh yes, it is very quiet indeed, but it's too wet for us, said fox number 3. And we can't swim. Oh no, you need to swim. So the 3 noisy foxes kept searching for a very, very long time, and they ended up in the very quietest part of the countryside, a long, long way from the very noisy city. And as they ventured along the very quiet path, they met a badger. Hello, badger. We are looking for a quiet place to live, said the noisy foxes. Can you help us? We have looked everywhere. Yes, of course, follow me, replied badger. This is where I live, said the badger. It is the quietest place in all of the countryside. Oh yes, it is very quiet and very lovely. It might just be the perfect place, said the noisy foxes. But it is too quiet. Oh no, the noisy foxes were really fed up with being quiet, so they started to make some noise. And as they banged and clanged and chittered and chattered, a quiet little mouse scurried up to them. What is all this noise about? Asked the quiet little mouse. We need to live, but it can't be too high. It can't be too dark. It can't be too wet. And it definitely can't be too quiet. I know the perfect place, squeaked the mouse, and follow me. And on they went, on and on, back into the bus. And yep, you've guessed it. Well done, little mouse. This really is a perfect place. Where do they end up? Back in the city. Yep, that's where they belong. I hope you enjoyed that. See you later. Bye.